Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 29. Devahutiruvacha Lakshanam Mahadadinam Prakruteh Purushasya cha Swarupam Lakshate Misham येन तत्पारमार्थिकं यथा सांख्येषु कथितं यन्मूलं तत्प्रचक्षते भक्तियोगस्य मे मार्गं ब्रूहि विस्तरशः प्रभो. Devahuti inquired, "My dear Lord, you have already very scientifically described the symptoms of the total material nature and the characteristics of the spirit according to the Sankhya system of philosophy. Now I shall request you to explain the path of devotional service, which is the ultimate end of all philosophical systems. वीरागो येन पुरुषो भगवन् सर्वतो भवेत् आचक्ष्वजीवलोकस्य विविधा मम संसृतिः. Devahuti continued, "My dear Lord, please also describe in detail, both for me and for the people in general, the continual process of birth and death. For by hearing of such calamities, we may become detached from the activities of this material world." कालस्येश्वररूपस्य परेषां च परस्य ते स्वरूपं बत कुर्वन्ति यद्देतो कुशलं जनाः. Please do describe eternal time, which is a representation of your form and by whose influence people in general engage in the performance of pious activities. Lokasya mityabhimate matera chakshuschiram prasuptasya tamasya nashraye. Lokasya mityabhimatera chakshuschiram prasuptasya tamasya nashraye. Shantasya karmasvanu viddhaya dhiya. Shantasya karmasvanu viddhaya dhiya. Tvamavirasi kila yoga bhaskaraha. My dear Lord, you are just like the sun, for you illuminate the darkness of the conditional life of the living entities. Because their eyes of knowledge are not open, they are sleeping eternally in the darkness without your shelter, and therefore they are falsely engaged by the actions and reactions of their material activities, and they appear to be very fatigued. Maitreya uvacha iti maturvacha shlakšnam pratinandhya mahamunihi abhabhashe kuru shrestha pritastam karunardhitaha. Sri Maitreya said, "O best amongst the Kurus, the great sage Kapila, moved by great compassion and pleased by the words of his glorious mother, spoke as follows. Shri Bhagavan uvacha bhakti yogo bahuvido मार्गैर्भामिनि भाव्यते स्वभावगुणमार्गेण पुंसां भावो विभिद्यते. Lord Kapila, the personality of Godhead, replied, O noble lady, there are multifarious paths of devotional service in terms of different qualities of the executor. Abhasandhya अभिसन्ध्याययो हिंसां दम्भं मात्सर्यमेव वा संरम्भी भिन्न दृग्भावं मयि कुर्यात् स तामसः. Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is a separatist, is considered to be in the mode of darkness. विषयानाभिसन्ध्याय यश ऐश्वर्यमेव वा आर्चादावर्चयेद्यो मां पृथग्भावः स राजसः. The worship of deities in the temples by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame, and opulence is devotion in the mode of passion. Karma nirharamuddishya parasmin va tadarpanam yajedhyashtavyamiti va pruthagбhavassa sattvikaha. When a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the inebrities of fruitful activities, his devotion is in the mode of goodness. Madguna shruti matrena mai sarva guhashaye mano gatira vichinna yata गंगाभ्यसों बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य हृदाहृतम् अहैतुक्यव्यवहिता या भक्तिः पुरुषोत्तमे. The manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart, just as the water of the Ganges flows naturally down towards the ocean. Such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. Salokya सार्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वमप्युत धीयमानं न गुह्यन्ति विना मत्सेवनं जनाः. The pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, salokya, sarsti, samipya, sarupya, or ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sayeva bhakti yogakya atyantika udahrutaha येनातिव्रज्य त्रिगुणं मद्भावायोपपद्यते. By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord. निषेवितेनातिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेण महीयसा क्रियायोगेन Shastena natihimstrena nityashah. A devotee must execute his prescribed duties, which are glorious, without material profit. Without excessive violence, one should regularly perform one's devotional activities. मद्विष् मद्विष्ण्यदर्शनस्पर्श पूजास्तुत्यभिवन् स्तुत्यभिवन्दनैः भूतेषु मद्भावनया सत्त्वेन संगमेन च. The devotee should regularly see my statues in the temple, touch my lotus feet, and offer worshipable paraphernalia and prayer. He should see in the spirit of renunciation from the mode of goodness and see every living entity as spiritual. Mahatam bahumanena dhinanamanukam paya Maitreya chaivatmatulyeshu yamena niyamena cha. The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving the greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharyas. He should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with persons who are his equals, but all his activities should be executed under regulation and with control of the senses. Adhyatmikanushravanaan nama sankirtanach me arjavenarya sangena nirahankriyaya tata. A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy name of the Lord. His behavior should always be straightforward and simple, and although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. Madharmano gunairetaihi परिसंशुद्ध आशयः पुरुषस्यांजसाभ्येति श्रुतमात्रगुणं हिमाम्. When one is fully qualified with all these transcendental attributes and his consciousness is thus completely purified, he is immediately attracted simply by hearing my name or hearing of my transcendental quality. यथा वातरतो घ्राणम् आवृङ्क्ते गन्ध आशयात् एवं योगरतं चेत आत्मानमविकारियत्. As the chariot of the air carries an aroma from its source and immediately catches the sense of smell, similarly, one who constantly engages in devotional service in Krishna consciousness can catch the Supreme Soul, which is equally present everywhere. Aham sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatmavastitah sada tamavajñāya mam martyah kuruterchavidambanam. I am present in every living entity as a super soul. If someone neglects or disregards that super soul everywhere and engages himself in worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation. Yo mam sarveshu bhuteshu santamatmanamishwaram hitvarcham bhajate maudyad bhasmanyeva juhoti saha. One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temples but does not know that the Supreme Lord as Paramatma is situated in every living entity's heart must be in ignorance and compared to one who offers oblations into ashes. द्विषतः परकाये मां मानिनो भिन्नदर्शिनः भूतेषु बद्धवैरस्य न मनः शान्तिमृच्छति. One who offers me respect but is envious of the bodies of others and is therefore a separatist never attains peace of mind because of his inimical behavior towards the other living entities. Ahamucchavachairdravyaih kriyayotpannaya naghe naiva tushyerchitorchayam bhutagramavamaninaha. My dear mother, even if he worships with proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities never pleases me by the worship of my deities in the temple. Archadavarchayetavad Ishwaram mam swakarmakrit yavanna veda swahrudi sarvabhuteshvavasthitam. Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well. Atmanascha parasyapi yah karotyantarodharam tasya bhinnadrusho mrutyur vidadhe bhayamulbhanam. As the blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook. Atamam sarvabhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam arhaye dhanamanabhyam maitriya bhinnena chakshusha. Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me, who abide in all creatures as their very self. Jivaha shreshta yajivanam tatah prana brutah shubhe tatah sachittaha pravaras tatashchendriya vrittayaha. Living entities are superior to inanimate objects, O Blessed Mother, and among them, living entities who display life symptoms are better. Animals with developed consciousness are better than them, and better still are those who have developed sense perception. तत्रापि स्पर्शवेदिभ्यः प्रवरारसवेदिनः तेभ्यो गन्धविदः श्रेष्ठास् ततः शब्दविदो वराः. Among the living entities who have developed sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing. Rupa bheda vidastatra tatascho bhayato dataha tesham bahupadas sreshtas Chatushpadastato Dvipat. Better than those living entities who can perceive sound are those who can distinguish between one form and another. Better than them are those who have developed upper and lower sets of teeth, and better still are those who have many legs. Better than them are quadrupeds, and better still are the human beings. ततो वर्णाश्च चत्वारास्तेषां ब्राह्मण उत्तमः ब्राह्मण्येष्वपि वेदज्ञो ह्यर्थो ह्यर्थज्ञोऽभ्यतिकस्ततः ह्यर्थज्ञो ह्यर्थज्ञोऽभ्यतिकस्ततः ह्यर्थज्ञोऽभ्यतिकस्ततः. Among human beings, the society which is divided according to the quality and the work is the best, and in that society, the intelligent men who are designated as Brahmanas are the best. Among the Brahmanas, one who has studied the Vedas is the best, and among the Brahmanas who have studied the Vedas, one who knows the actual purport of the Veda is the best. Attagnya samshayacheta tatah shreyan swakarma krita mukta sangastato bhuyan adhogdha dharmamatmanah. Better than the Brahmana who knows the purpose of Vedas, better than the Brahmana who knows the purpose of the Vedas is he who can dissipate all doubts, and better than him is one who strictly follows the Brahmanical principles. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination, and better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward. तस्मान्मय्यर्पिता शेष क्रियार्तात्मा निरन्तरः मय्यर्पितात्मनः पुंसो मयि संन्यस्तकर्मणः न पश्यामि परं भूतम् अकर्तुः समदर्शनात्. Therefore, I do not find a greater person than he who has no interest outside of mine, and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life, everything unto me without cessation. Manasaitani bhutani pranamed bahumanayan Ishvaro jiva kalaya pravishto bhagavaniti. Such a perfect devotee offers respects to every living entity because he is under the firm conviction that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has entered the body of every living entity as the Supersoul or controller. Bhakti yogascha yogascha maya manavyudhiritaha yayorekatarenaiva purushah purusham vrajet. My dear mother, O daughter of Manu, a devotee who applies the science of devotional science, a devotee who applies the science of devotional service and mystic yoga in this way can achieve the abode of Supreme Person simply by the devotional service. Etad bhagavato rupam brahmanah paramatmanah param pradhanam purusham daivam karma vicheshtitam. This Purusha, whom the individual soul must approach, is the eternal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Brahman and Paramatma. He is the transcendental chief personality, and his activities are all spiritual. Rupa Bhedaspadam Divyam Kala Ityabhidhiyate Bhutanam Mahadadinam Yato Bhinna Drusham Bhayam. The time factor, which causes the transformation of various material manifestations, is another feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who does not know that time is the same Supreme Personality is afraid of the time factor. योऽन्तः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य भूतानि भूतैरच्चकिलाश्रयः सविष्णवाक्योऽधियज्ञोऽसौ कालः कलयतां प्रभुः. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, is the time factor and the master of all masters. He enters everyone's hearts. He is the support of everyone, and he causes everything to be annihilated by another. Nachasya kaschidri न चास्य कश्चिद्ध्रियतो न द्वेष्यो न च बान्धवः आविशक्त्यप्रमत्तोऽसौ प्रमत्तं जनमन्तकृत्. No one is dear to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor is anyone his enemy or friend, but he gives inspiration to those who have forgotten him and destroys those who have. यद्भयाद्वाति वातोऽयं सूर्यस्तपति यद्भयाद्वर्षते देवो भगणो भाति यद्भयात्. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the wind blows. Out of fear of him, the sun shines. Out of fear of him, the rain pours forth showers. And out of fear of him, the host of heavenly bodies shed their lustre. Yadvanaspatayo bhita latashchaushadhibhis saha स्वे स्वे कालेभि गृह्णन्ति पुरुषाणि च फलानि च. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trees, creepers, herbs, and seasonal plants, and the flowers blossom and fructify even in its own season. Sravanti sarito bhita सर्पत्युदधिर्यतः अग्निरिन्धे सगिरिभिर्भूर्नमञ्जति यद्भयात्. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the rivers flow and the ocean never overflows. Out of fear of him, only does fire burn, and does the earth with its mountains not sink in the water of the universe. Nabho dadati shwasatam padam yanniyamadadah lokam swadeham tanute mahan saptabhiravrutam. Subject to the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sky allows outer space to accommodate all the various planets which hold innumerable living entities. The total universal body expands with its 7 coverings under his supreme control. Gunabhimanino devaha sargadishvasya yadbhayat vartante nuyugam yesham vasha etaccharacharam. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the directing demigods in charge of the moods of material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Everything animate and inanimate within its material world is under their control. सोऽनन्तोऽन्तरकः सोऽनन्तोऽन्तकरः कालो नादिरादिकृदव्ययः जनं जनेन जनयन् मारयन् मृत्युनान्तकम्. The eternal time factor has no beginning and no end. It is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the maker of the criminal world. It brings about the end of phenomenal world. It carries on the work of the creation by bringing one individual into existence from another, and likewise it dissolves the universe by destroying even the Lord of the death, Yamaraja. Thus ends the chapter entitled Explanation of the Devotional Service by Lord Kapila. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.